What's going on, guys? Crush Mini Egg 121 here again, and today I'm bringing you the next episode. I believe it's episode 3, and today it's all based around the M416. This is, as we know, a very common gun in Battlefield 3, a very fan favourite of many people's. I've seen a lot of people using this, and frankly I don't see why not, because it's an amazing gun if used properly. So that's complete opposite of what I did today. I took the gun, the great gun that we all know and love, and put a silencer on it. That's right, a silencer or a suppressor. And frankly, it didn't make it as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be totally inaccurate, totally impossible to kill anybody. But it was quite the opposite, actually. The suppressor or silencer obviously makes it more inaccurate to a degree, especially when you're holding the trigger down continuously. That probably doesn't help the situation. But if you're burst firing it or tapping the trigger so you're not full autoing it completely, then it is fairly accurate. But it is based on team deathmatch. That's probably its benchmark. If you try and go outside team deathmatch, try and go into conquest or rush, it may not be too bad. I didn't particularly try it on rush, but if you went into conquest, you would probably get destroyed, probably 99.999% of the time. So I don't think that's such a good idea. But then again, that's your choice. So I did what I thought was sensible option and took it onto the team deathmatch, and it was really enjoyable to use, actually, because not only did they not know where I was, the accuracy was amazing. I couldn't have disagreed with it. Not to that much distance, really. So what's that? So I couldn't really have argued with it, I'll put it that way, because it was as good as I'd wanted it. The suppressor obviously does slow down the speed of the bullet, so it didn't really make a noticeable change. Wasn't really that longer range combat, so I couldn't really notice any change. The bullet drop wasn't again noticeable, and the power seemed pretty much the same to me. So the suppressor in all roundness is fairly good idea, as long as you're going to keep it on team deathmatch. If not, then definitely go for the heavy barrel. That's the best option. And of course the heavy barrel works on team deathmatch as well. But team deathmatch is obviously close quarters, so the hip fire accuracy is worse with heavy barrel. But the accuracy is better, speed of the bullet's better. So I mean, there's so many options you can choose, but that's what I did today. Just chose the silencer, and I was surprised how many kills I got. And as you can see about the gameplay, it's all kills everywhere. Everybody's dying. So yeah, so that's what happens. The sight really makes little or none difference. I chose, I think, a Cobra sight, if I remember correctly. A red dot sight, holographic hollow sight works just as well. If you really want to be dangerous and completely mad, then you can go for a ACOG scope. But if you're feeling downright crazy, then you can go for a 6x scope. Not advisable, but it's your choice. It depends what range you're playing on, or what type of maps, what kind of size. The factors are just impossible. So yeah, so I would suggest going for a red dot sight, Cobra, holographic. Try and keep it in that kind of radius. You don't really want a zoom scope that much. 3.4 or 4x scope ACOG is probably the maximum you want for any kind of combat range. And the next one is, of course, the foregrip. That's all dependent on what type of game mode you're playing. Conquest, you want underslung or bipod, because the natural aspect is for long range, so you want to go for something that can easily help you at range, and underslung rail increases the accuracy and makes it more controllable, so you can burst fire and get more shots down range quicker and easier. But you can always go for a bipod because that makes it even more easier to kill your targets at long range, and it doesn't really add anything to the weapon when you're standing if you're not actually using the bipod. So it acts as a underslung rail when you're not using it, and when you are using it, it's obviously improves the gun immensely. So that seems like the best option, and frankly I should have gone with that, but I think either I went for the underslung or foregrip, most likely foregrip for team deathmatch, as it would suit that game mode down to a T. So there's that, there's the gun, and I'd say definitely try it out, see how it goes for you. If it turns out you don't like it, then swap it out, bad idea, go to the next one. But I did enjoy it, so I look forward to what's coming next. If you do have a favourite gun of yours, and any specific attachments, I'm not too worried based on the attachments, but if you have a gun that you like, or a gun you think will be challenging for one of these videos, do post them down in the comments below. And if you want to, that's completely optional, slap on those attachments that you like, or that you find would be challenging, so add them at your own risk, of course. But yeah, so, or you could go to the extent as well, adding sidearm and all the gadgets, but that's very, very optional. Yeah, so I don't really like to use the gadgets as much, unless you're using the medikit, of course, then that's a necessity. But so there's the option. So if you do want to post them down, do it anytime. I'm not fast, so see what we can come up with next time. Otherwise, I'll just choose a gun at random that I think is either challenging, fun to use, or either completely random or not really that common. If I see a gun that's not very much used or not very popular by people in Battlefield, then I'll most likely go for that and do that. But we'll see what happens. See what happens after the video. So, moving on to the randomness of the video that we all know and hopefully enjoy, but that's obviously again optional. I was looking at videos about Fallout 4 and kind of looking at people's wish lists. They were great to see. I mean, see what people's opinions were on what they would want and what they wouldn't want in Fallout 4, and I was quite surprised that most people didn't want multiplayer in the type of game. I'd like to see a multiplayer of some sort, like a co-op campaign if necessary, because multiplayer would ruin it, or would take away from the aspect of single player. But I'm not going to talk about Fallout 4 yet. So I was looking at that, people were saying that they wanted the people who made Fallout, the Fallout series, to take their time on this one to make sure it's not buggy like New Vegas or Fallout 3, because it was. I mean, there was lots of bugs, glitches, and issues with it, making it frustrating and annoying to play. Not all the time, just some of the time, and it was quite confusing to play as there was no real waypoint. But the buggy and glitchiness is really where I'm going with this. So that got me thinking about Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 3. As we know, Battlefield 4 is set to come out in 2013, fall of 2013. So that's October, September, kind of between October and November, that kind of time range. So we've got the beta, obviously, we know, coming out just before, most likely 20 days before, I'd say, just like Battlefield 3. But with this, what makes me think is, are they trying to get out Battlefield 4 as quickly as possible to try and compete with Call of Duty, or just trying to get some money in so they can, I don't know what, so they can focus on DLC, but are they getting the games out too quickly to take away the gameplay aspects? So if they put out Battlefield 4 as quickly as possible, are they downing the gameplay, graphics, features, all that? Is the game going to be worse if they put it out quicker? And frankly, yes, it probably would. It would ruin the game completely. As we know, Battlefield 3 was rushed by EA, and was put out quicker than it should have been, and I mean, and it took 6 months or more, 6 months plus, to fix the game with patches that took about 1 to 2 gigabytes, and I mean, that's not really acceptable. I mean, yes, maybe for expansion packs, completely understand for that, adding the 1 gigabyte updates, but I mean, if they're going to bring out one, that's fine, just one, and with the expansions, I can deal with that. But they brought out loads. It was ridiculous. I can't remember exactly, but say they brought out 4 standalone patches just to try and fix the issues and bugs with the game. That's not really acceptable for us as gamers, because we want a game that plays well, easy to play in general, easy to figure out, and something we can continue playing so we can continue learning about the game, learning new things. That's why new maps are always good, new weapons, because we get used to them, not weapon changes. So we get used to a weapon and then suddenly it's completely rubbish because the spread has been changed, the accuracy, the recoil, the bullet mag, number of rounds in a mag, that's what I wanted to say. Or, I mean, suppression, that's even worse. I don't mind suppression as a base element, it's a good idea, but it's, I don't know, it's just when they mess with my accuracy when I'm being shot at. It's slightly annoying some of the time, because I know it does give the incentive to take cover and hide when you're being shot at, but really when I'm shooting at someone and they're shooting at me, it's all about who's shot first. Because if someone shoots one bullet, just one round, faster than I shot mine, they're going to take me out. That's how it works, generally. So, I do like the concept of suppression, but it's kind of a bit lacking, I find. So it needs to be changed, and I'm excited to see what they've got in Battlefield 4. If they've taken it away completely, redone it, come up with a new idea, something like that, that's going to be great to see. But I was moving off topic then. Yeah, I wanted to say that with Fallout 4, the incentive was don't bring out the game too early, because they'll ruin it. And that's what I hope they're not going to do with Battlefield 4, because they're most likely working on Battlefield 4 before Battlefield 3 even came out. They had the idea locked down, locked in a safe place, so they had it for when they needed it, and they were working on it, working on DLC, working on Battlefield 3 patches and Battlefield 4 in the background. So I do hope they've spent enough time on it, made it work perfectly, and before they bring it out to the world. And I hope they take the information they take off the beta seriously. Hope they take it and they actually look at it, because with Battlefield 3 it seemed like they didn't really notice what went on with the beta or beta, and they kind of just ignored it, because the squad issue where you invited people, joined a game, they wouldn't be in your game, or you'd get kicked out, lose connection, or they'd be on different teams, different squads. It was all that kind of stuff that was frankly quite annoying, and they didn't really take into account what was in the beta. So hopefully this time around they'll take it a bit more seriously, take into account what actually happens in a beta and what it's actually meant to do. It's not just a fun little sneak peek at what's coming in the game. It is proper testing for the game, but then again you can still have a mess around with what you've got, a quick look at the upcoming game. It is obviously very insightful to see what you're going to buy, if at all, so it gives you an insight of what's coming, if you do want to get it or not. That's why the beta is always free and always very handy. But hopefully they haven't rushed Battlefield 4 this time, and they've actually taken consideration that if they don't feel it's finished or ready to come out by 2013, whatever, say October the 28th, that's when they've said it is going to come out. If they don't feel comfortable by releasing it on that deadline, then I don't see any reason why us gamers or consumers should complain at them for delaying it by God knows how long. To complete the game, make it ready, make it bug free, glitch free and flawless in some respects. Obviously, you can't get games that are completely bug-free, but we do hope they can get it to its maximum and its full potential. So if they do delay it, I'm not going to be upset or angry. Because they're doing the right thing in most respects, delaying it. And I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do, but as long as it works fine and it plays well, and they don't need hundreds of updates, patches to get the game to its full potential. In the end, I'll be happy as long as they can do it by when they say it, they're going to release it. So let's just hope for that. That's kind of really what I wanted to talk about in this video. If you do have your opinions on this subject, please do post them down below, as they'll be very helpful. I always like to see people's opinions. Every opinion matters in every way, as long as it's a valid opinion and has some value to it, not just random and hateful or trolling or whatever it might be. But so moving on to the next topic that's not really based on anything. The new games coming out this year, of course, are very exciting, very interesting. Obviously I've said this many times, Crysis 3, Tomb Raider. We've got the new Aliens AVP game that looks incredible. Always liked AVP, but it just I don't know. There's something about it that they need to make it more scary, and much more terrifying in every way possible. So us gamers can be reluctant to play it because we know how terrifying it's going to be. It's going to be eaten by aliens hundreds of times. That's what we want. We want to be eaten. So it does look good to be. I am joking, but we don't want to be eaten. Not yet, anyway. It does look a good game. I have to say, I'm not sure if I'm going to get it or not, but mixed feelings on that. We've got see, I just had it then, because I think there's a new Jurassic Park game. Not sure if that's based for next gen, as it would be advisable to have it then. But either way, I think that's a rumor or a leak. I don't quite know what it's going to be, if at all. But I am looking forward to it because dinosaurs, as we know, we wanted dinosaurs in Battlefield 3, and well, it kind of hasn't really emerged as of yet. People are still very frantic about dinosaurs in Battlefield 3, but again, DICE never confirmed it, so it wasn't really a confirmation, an announcement by EA or DICE, so I don't see the need to complain. But if it does come around, DICE have heard us, by the way, have heard the need and cry for dinosaur mode. I mean, how could they ignore it? There's hundreds and thousands of people crying out for dinosaurs. People have made videos on this, including me, many times, that they want dinosaur mode. When are they going to get dinosaur mode? All that kind of crazy stuff. So whether or not we're going to get it, I do not know. But the new Dead Island is set to release later this year. Frankly, it looks exactly the same, so I don't think I'll be getting that, unless it's a big improvement and a big change that I don't see it's going to be. But moving on to the next one is Tomb Raider, that I've talked about a little bit. I've said this coming out 2013 quite a lot, and there's new information on it. It's meant to have a fully working multiplayer mode, like team deathmatch based, so PvP, I guess, or co-op. And they do say you can customize characters, loadouts, all that stuff. So I mean, I'm looking forward to see some gameplay on it, but I'm not going to get it straight away, as I don't know, I'm kind of skeptical on it. It looks good, but is it a game I'm going to enjoy enough to complete or play? So I don't know yet, but wait and see. Time will tell. And Crysis 3, obviously that's a given. That is mine on the release date. No one else. That's mine. But I'm getting it mainly for the multiplayer, as I want to play the hunter mode. it looks incredible. It's PvP, invisible people that are very scary with crossbows and kill you with ease, and the hunted that have been hunted by invisible people with insta-kill crossbows. So the people who are being hunted have to walk around the map trying to survive. That's 99% unlikely, and you'll die 99% of the time. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to playing it. I'll post up some gameplay of the single player, multiplayer, whatever else in that game, and of course whatever games else I get this year. So I do hope you look forward to that. If you do want to subscribe to any of that good stuff, please do. That'd be greatly appreciated. And I've just run over my deadline, so I'm going to cut it ended here. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you could, feel free to post a like. That would be very much appreciated on my end. If not, then that's completely up to you. If you want to post a comment down below, that would be amazing. If you want to post a question, do post it as well down below. That'd be, again, amazing. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to my channel for the upcoming gameplay and changes in the future. Until next time.